Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both sometimes watching a specific film. If you are a brand new subscriber, welcome. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. As always, like the comment if it helps you make a decision about whether or not you want to watch this film. And be sure and comment down below. I love your comments. I always read them. And as you know, I always reply. So chat away. And by the way, you can now become a member of Movie Review Mom. Click down below and you can learn more about that and some of the perks. All right, so the movie that I'm reviewing today is called Heart of Stone. This action spy thriller is now playing on Netflix and in some theaters. The film is rated PG-13 and is 2 hours and 2 minutes long, but I felt like the time flew by. It didn't seem long at all, but for a film these days, over 2 hours is pretty long. So my overall movie review mom grade is a B. I really enjoyed it. But it's interesting because film critics are hating on this movie, which I don't understand. So let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, and funny lines, interesting lines, and recommendations for some other films that are sort of similar that you might also get a kick out of. All right, so in a nutshell, the story is about an intelligence operative for a shadowy global peacekeeping agency who races to stop a hacker, a mysterious hacker, from stealing its most valuable and dangerous weapon. It's called The Heart. The film was directed by Tom Harper, who is a BAFTA-nominated British film and TV director and writer and producer. Writing credits go to Greg Rucka and Alison Schroeder. So let me give you some tips for parents because it's easily accessible on Netflix. They might wander into it or they may want to watch it together as a family. So just to give you the heads up, there is an extremely high dead body count. There are good guys and bad guys, and they fight with various weapons to destroy each other. But there's also tons of violence and hand-to-hand combat and that kind of stuff. Lots of destruction of locations where they are, and of course, lots of dangerous action and people in perilous situations. So other than that, there wasn't a ton of profanity, which I'm always thrilled at because then it does make it appropriate for family viewing if your kids are old enough to handle the violence and the dead bodies and that kind of stuff. Not blood and gore and anything like that. So again, it could be family friendly depending on the ages of your kids. So some of the themes that are illustrated very well in the movie are power, control, having someone to always watch your back and having that trust with someone, teamwork, revenge, heart, secrets, the dangers of artificial intelligence, and friendship. So let me share the long list of things that I really liked about this movie. First of all, Gal Gadot. Am I right? She's gorgeous, talented, and fierce in this role. However, it's hard to not see her as Wonder Woman, right? She's doing these incredible stunts that you'd think only Wonder Woman could do. Glenn Close is in the movie, and she is like way down on the cast list. There's a fun reveal, no spoilers, just saying, someone awesome to look forward to. Everyone in the cast actually did a fantastic job, and the cast includes Jamie Dornan, Aaliyah Bhatt, and this is her very first Hollywood debut. She did a great job. Sophie Okonedo, Matthias, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Schweighofer. Something like that. Sorry about that, Matthias. Jean Lucy and Paul Reddy, among others. The tech that is shown in the film is ridiculously cool. It makes that technology in the Tom Cruise movie Minority Report just look like child's play in comparison. By the way, you should check out that movie. That's actually a really good movie. There is a great opening song and rolling credits introduction that I think people are really going to love. It almost has Well, I don't want to give you any spoilers. I just really liked it. We get to travel around this gorgeous world. I always love that. The beautiful cinematography was done by George Steele. There are twists and more twists. I love twists. And of course, you expect some amount of that in a spy espionage type of movie, right? And there were some twists that I didn't see coming, so I always appreciate that. There's a poppin' soundtrack, which I loved. And I love movie titles that have a double entendre, multiple meanings, right? So Gal Gadot's character's last name is Stone, and we definitely see her heart in this film. The movie does have heart, and I love that. But Heart is also the name of this incredible AI system that several groups and evil masterminds are trying to take possession of because it will give them the greatest power in the world. And it happens to be called Heart. And there's also another spy group, and the names of the people in the group are given names like on playing cards. So there are spades and clubs and hearts. So just saying, they really played that up, and I like that. So if you enjoy this movie, you'll be happy to know that the ending absolutely leaves an opening for a sequel. And I'm up for that. I enjoyed it. But let me now share you a list of some of the things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done differently. For example, like all movies these days, all of the heroes are women. The men are either the villains or not as cool or competent as the women. As a woman, that's great. Sure, I love that. But as a mother of 4 sons and an awesome husband, that's got to be exhausting and a bit annoying for men, right? And this is mom on the soapbox here. Why can't women embrace their power without belittling the men? It seems like that's the only way they can feel better about themselves in Hollywood is by kind of squashing the value that men have. And men have very unique talents and skills. Just saying. There are a lot of exciting action sequences, but they're pretty formulaic. We've seen similar sequences before. Not to say I didn't enjoy them because I did. I'm just saying. There are so many film critics who are hating on this movie, and I thought it was a fun diversion. Sometimes I feel like the film critics are just too hard to please. It's sort of a brain dead popcorn summer blockbuster movie. And so just enjoy it, park your brain someplace else, and just have fun with it, is what I say. And finally, while the simplistic set designs aren't particularly memorable, they do set the tone for each scene and they get the work done. And I thought there was some beautiful visual images, and particularly that's when we arrive in a new country and we see aerial views. And I loved all of that. So whenever I watch movies, I always take notes, and specifically, I'm listening for funny lines or interesting lines just so I can share them with you so you can get a taste and a feel for the script and the quality of writing in the film. And there's a lot of humor. Some of it doesn't land. Some of it is a little too contrived. They're trying to insert the required amount of humor. But still, let me share some of the lines that caught my ear and my attention. Okay, so for example, Aaliyah Bhatt plays a character whose name is Kaya. And she says, and I don't want to tell you too much background information on this because I don't want it to be a spoiler for you. But anyway, she just says a line where she says, I decided to embrace the cliche and use my time in jail to get ripped. And she's this very petite little Indian woman, young woman, I should say. Now Parker is played by Jamie Dornan, and he's like, okay, let's figure this out. And he says, we'll make a list. I'll bring snacks. And I just thought that that was kind of cute because these co-worker spies have a very playful personality on the team, and they work really well together. And then Gal Gadot's character says something, and her boss, who's played by Sophie Okonedo, says, is she developing a sense of humor? And I thought that was cute again because they're trying to insert the required amount of humor. And then finally, Gal Gadot does all of this amazing stuff. And one of the other guys on the team, played by Paul Reddy, says, well, I can't speak for others, but I think you're ready for the field, because she's not a field agent. She just does all of the computer stuff, and they see she's got some skills. And then finally, Kia at one time, played again by Aaliyah Bat, says, give them the bam, because Gal Gadot is explaining, you do this stuff and then bam, stuff happens. Anyway, and then there were a lot of really interesting lines. For example, Mulvaney is a character, a bad guy, played by Enzo Cilenti, and he says, if you own the heart, you own the world. And again, I love that double entendre, because the heart is this AI weapon, really. And if you do possess it, you do own the world. But if you own your heart, you also own the world, because you can love the world and relate to everyone, right? I love that little analogy there. Nomad, who is played again by Sophie Okonedo, says, the end justifies the means. Comment down below. I would love to know if you agree or disagree with that. We hear and see that in movies all of the time. And so what do you think? I'm super curious. She also says at another moment, it's about the greater good, nothing personal. And this movie really straddles the line between being the obedient agent or following what this AI is telling you to do versus following your heart and making it personal because you're protecting your friends, that kind of thing. And so Gal Gadot's character says, I want to surround myself with people who can change the world for good. And again, you see that heart in her. And she says, if we only follow the odds, we'll never do anything in spite of the odds. So, all right, no spoilers. I might have given you too much. All right, now I want to give you some recommendations for 3 other action spy type of movies that feature hot and icy women as the lead character. The first one that instantly came to my mind as I was watching this movie is Atomic Blonde with the gorgeous Charlize Theron. She is amazing. And if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. I did a movie review of it. So check that out if you've never heard of it or you don't know what the content's all about. And then a more recent one is Black Widow. And I thought of that obviously because 2 of the main leads were women. It's a Marvel movie, of course, but a lot of these action sequences that we see in this movie absolutely made me think she's a superhero, right? She's not. She's supposed to be human, Gal Gadot, in this movie, but what she does is incredible. And so I really enjoyed Black Widow. Some people were like, man, not the best Marvel movie, but I liked it. And then the last one is called Salt with the gorgeous Angelina Jolie, and lots of spy espionage, same stuff with action. And I just thought she did a great job, and of course is beautiful. All right, I hope that you will enjoy this movie if you watch it, and check out some of those other ones. And while you're at it, check out my Facebook group called Movie Review Mom, where we share funny memes, talk about movies, and you find out all about my movie reviews the minute that I post them. All right, have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.